Welcome to another episode of Brews and Boxing. I'm your host, Raider Live. Good to be with you another week of boxing news and analysis, and it's game show week as well. I wrote a game show for these guys. We'll have a competition. I think double mutes are on the line again. We'll get into that a little bit more. We also have a preview of a big fight this weekend that we both had on our pound for pound cards, and Jim had on his fantasy card. So something to talk about there. So let's get to the experts first. First expert, of course, is the guinea pig whisperer. He is the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, Filthy Rich. Filthy Rich, how are you?
Congrats to Clarissa Shields on her big victory last week and the first woman to hold two belts simultaneously in two divisions. She's a vegan. My sister.
Right on. All right. And our other expert, of course, is the crappie whisperer, Judge Jimmy James himself. Court is in session. Judge, what's up?
I can't take that away from you there, bud. You know the game. But yeah, excited for the show. Looking forward to this game.
Yeah, we'll hopefully do a little better showing than you did last time against him, so you can throw the mutes back in his face. But,
you and me both.
But until then, we got some news to hit first. So you guys ready?
Let's ring that
bell.
I'm
going to take that as a yes. Okay, let's ring the bell. All right, first thing we do on Brews and News, of course, is Pop a Brew, because the name of the show is Brews and Boxing. So, gentlemen, also, it is my 40th birthday when this gets released. So we'll drink to me this time. How about that? I'm going to do a toast to me.
Cheers, buddy.
Yeah, I cheersed myself. What? All right, first bit of news we're going to get into here. Gary Russell Jr. apparently is going to have his one fight of the year against Vargas. Who do we think he was going to fight last week? We were talking about it. Tank. I thought Tank. We all thought Tank was going to fight Russell, but Tank already deciding who he was going to fight. The world champion up at 140. Russell Jr. is taking Vargas. Rich, what do you think of this matchup for Russell's one fight of the year?
It's a good fight, but only a good fight. I don't think this reeks of greatness or anything like that. Russell Jr.'s taken this one fight. He's 31-1 with his only loss to Lomachenko. Meanwhile, Ray Vargas is like 34-0, and he was ranked number one at 122, but his inactivity has cost him to be off rankings, according to Ring Magazine. So, and that's kind of what matters. Vargas moving up in weight, one division to fight at 126. Should be a good fight, but again, doesn't reek of like greatness.
So it's a fight between two procrastinators who never fight, basically. That's what you're saying.
Well, maybe. That's what you're saying.
That is what I'm saying. Judge, is that what you're thinking?
I mean, I am excited to watch the fight to see how Gary Russell performs, I guess, because he definitely spends I think he runs his mouth about 20 times a year, which is an incredible pace. That's like 1918 boxing. So if his mouth can keep up with his, I guess if his hands can keep up with his mouth, then it might be entertaining. But I mean, yeah, like Rich was saying, Vargas was at one point number one in 122. So we'll see if he can translate it up to 130, but or 126. I mean, but I don't think it would. I don't think it'll be a problem for Vargas to do that. But no, we'll see.
Obviously, this isn't going to have the money that a Tank Davis fight would have. But will this still pull in some money? And when is this fight, Rich? Do you know?
Well, Tank moved up to 140. So, yeah, they're four divisions apart at this point. We had no idea with Tank, but I'm just interested to see what kind of shape these guys are in. I don't think Vargas is going to have any problem moving up to a division. I think with COVID and stuff like that, I don't know if people are out of shape, but I think these fighters may have relaxed maybe a bit too much. As far as like a big dollar fight, look, it goes back to risk reward. This is not I don't think this is a risky fight for Russell Jr. and it has the highest reward. So take that for what it's worth. Think Russell wins, but
Do they have a date
Vargas
set
is
on
a
it
good
yet?
fighter. I don't know.
Okay. I haven't heard of the date either. All right. Well, let's move on to talk about big money. Well, big money to us, but not big money to other fighters. Lomachenko was offered 7 figures, so at least $1 million, to fight Devin Haney over on DAZN. Loma has made a lot more than $1 million on the last of his 6 fights, but should he expect to be getting more money than that coming off a loss with no titles? And is Devin Haney the person that he should be fighting coming off that loss against Teofimo Lopez? Judge, we'll start with you.
Why not? He's got a belt. I mean, at this point, if he thought that if he had trouble against Lopez, he should have less trouble against Haney. Haney might be a little quicker than Lopez is, but he's not going to have to worry about power. That's for sure. So, I mean, this is just if you want to talk about a high profile, high money, well, high-ish money fight for Loma to come back on and stay in this division, or close to the division, like why not? I'd say do it. The only problem is it's DAZN and Top Rank, so it's going to be a little more difficult to get that signed, probably.
The fact that they said they offered him 7 figures makes it sound like it's a low 7 figures, like $1 million or $1.5 million or something like that. If it was something like 8-9 million, they would say 8-9 million. Usually, I would guess. Filthy Rich, what do you think?
Yeah, the key word you said there was they. And the they in this story is Haney's dad is the one who claims they offered Loma 7 figures. So we have to assume that this is true. Now, if Loma's offered 7 figures to fight Haney, should he take it? I think he should. I mean, Loma prides himself on fighting the best. And if this is the best you can get into the ring, then go ahead and do it. Haney was recently talking trash because, at least it was on Max's show, the belt Haney has was basically vacated by Loma, and the governing body gave him the franchise title. So that's how Haney got this belt. This was Loma's old belt that he vacated because I guess he didn't want to fight Haney. I don't know if that's a true story. I feel like Haney was the one that said it, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, I think Loma should take this fight. I think it's a top fighter. I don't see a fight with Tank Davis happening, and I don't see a fight with Ryan Garcia. So out of those 5 guys, including Lopez, we're gonna get one of those fights. So I like this fight. And for 7 figures, I don't know. I mean, I think you're right on this, that it's a low ball, probably 1 million, 1 point something million. So I would tell Loma to take this because I don't know how he's going to get. I don't know who he gets $1 million out of if he doesn't take Haney.
Interesting. So you think the days of him getting 8-figure fights are behind him now, or at least until he starts winning again?
Well, I don't know what his. I don't want to tap into the man's pocketbook. I just know who the best fighter he can take, and this is right up his alley right here. So, I mean, your other options, it looks like if Haney doesn't get this fight with Loma, if that number is just too small for him and he wants more like 5 or 6, we don't know what this number is yet. But Haney's other options, apparently he's claiming Linares will be his next fight. And if he can't even get Linares, he'll get Javier Fortuna. Loma's already beaten Linares. So, I mean, Loma going to fight Fortuna? I think Loma beats Fortuna. So, I think Loma Haney makes sense on Loma's part. I don't know what Haney's taken on this purse, but
More than 7 figures, I'm guessing.
Well, I don't think it's
more than Loma.
I don't even know if it's going to be more than Loma. I think Loma's the big name in this fight, so Loma's going to get paid like he's the big name. So I don't think Haney's going to make more than Loma on this.
Well, even with the fact that they're moving it to the zone, it wouldn't be Haney's big number fight since Haney fights in the zone and Loma fights on ESPN.
Let's once Lopez signed a deal with Triller or got a little thing with Triller going, I think fights are going to be able to be made now moving forward. I think everyone's going to go to the purse bid and let Triller bid on these. Put Loma and Haney on Triller, and I bet you those numbers go up a little bit higher than we thought.
It go skyrocket if Loma and Haney went on Triller, I would think. Judge, any final thoughts on Loma's return to the ring against Haney? Is that the right move? Should he take a buffer fight before then, or anything like that?
I don't think he needs to take a buffer fight. Like I said before, I don't believe this is he's not as big of a threat. Not nearly as big of a threat as any of the other ones in his division. But Haney's a big name. He's an up and comer. If he wants to prove himself that he's still elite, this is who he fights.
Does Loma win?
Yes.
All right, and Rich, you already said Loma wins too.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next bit of news here. Triller announced their undercard for their upcoming pay-per-view, and it has Antonio Tarver, not Antonio Tarver Jr., but Antonio Tarver fighting Frank Mir, former UFC fighter Frank Mir, who did beat Brock Lesnar. Prograis is on the undercard. Some interesting names on this undercard. Rich, what do you think about this undercard that you came out and kind of a bad main event, but what do you think about the undercard at least?
I think this just speaks volumes about what Triller's trying to do. They are taking over. Sounds like Snoop Dogg is like on board with all this. So whether you like these fights or not, you're gonna be entertained for the 3, 4, whatever hours, however long they want to go on. Prograis and Red Catch is a very good fight. I think they're gonna fight at 140. That is a very evenly matched fight. I know Bedu Jack fought somebody the last time. It was like a armed forces veteran. That turned out to be a very good fight, at least a lot of action. But Bedu Jack is a pro, and his opponent was, I'm not going to say he's not, but just not somebody I've heard of. Maybe he is a pro. I don't know. But Prograis and Red Catch is a very, very good fight. You talk about two probably B+ fighters, so they're going to be evenly matched. As far as like Tarver and Frank Mir, I mean, if they're just going to pull guys out of retirement to pay them, I'm on board. Sign me up. Give me 10 rounds, 2 minutes per round. I'll watch them two go at it. And then Jake Paul and Ben Askren being the main event. I mean, you've watched it for this long. You may as well watch the main event. I'm excited about this.
Yeah, I don't know about the Frank Mir and Antonio Tarver, but Tarver looks pretty good for 52 years old. I'll give him that. Judge, anything about that undercard jump out to you? I know the main event doesn't jump out to you at all, but anything about that undercard jump out to you?
I mean, Prograis has been looking to get a bigger name fight ever since he lost to Taylor through a controversial decision.
Josh Taylor?
Yeah, he lost to Josh Taylor. Actually lost his belt, I believe, at that point. So I think Prograis had a belt and he was an up-and-comer. Well, not up-and-comer, but making a surge anyway at that point because he had beat Indongo and Relic and stuff before that. But, yeah, I mean, this is him fighting Reddick would be a good one. I mean, I don't think Rich touched base on this, but you're going to have to watch out for biting. That's for sure.
He's a biter.
His last fight, he bit Danny Garcia on the shoulder while saying Mike Tyson. So I guess watch out for that. Protect your ears, maybe. Wear earmuffs.
You know what I thought of when I heard that, when you guys talk about that in pre-show? I'm thinking about when when you're out playing basketball with your friends and you throw up a prayer like Kobe, or you're playing shortstop in softball and you throw throw across your body and you yell Jeter. Is that in boxing? You bite somebody and you yell Tyson.
You missed a good opening for the Dave Chappelle. Paul Pierce.
Oh yeah, Rasheed Wallace. It was my favorite one.
Damon Stoudemire. Dennis Rodman.
Every NBA player ever.
Yes.
Oh, Chappelle, that was great. All right, so are you guys ordering that pay-per-view? Well, let me rephrase that. Judge, are you ordering that pay-per-view?
Thank you.
Come watch it.
Thank you. Even better question.
Nope.
No? Oh, all right. Well, I guess we're putting it on the side of the garage, Rich.
Guess so.
All right. All right, you guys ready to play a little game? See if Jim can get his revenge? I'm going to ring the bell anyway, okay?
Do it.
All right, this month's game is called Who Am I? I'm going to give you 5 clues. When you think you know the answer, you say your name, and then you get a guess. If you are wrong, though, the other person's going to get to hear all 5 clues before they make their guess. If they're wrong, they'll get another guess. And then if you're wrong, they'll get another guess. It's a race to 3. Whoever gets to 3 is what we're going to do. So I got 5 boxers here with 5 facts on each boxer. I did a lot more research than I did the last time on the over-under game, so these should be pretty good. Facts are straight from Boxing Rec for the most part. Are you guys ready for boxer number 1?
Sure.
You guys have any questions about the rules?
Yeah. So do I yell my name or can I just say I got it?
You got to yell your name or I'm not going to accept it. You must say your name. I will not accept it.
I got it.
Right on. I'm done with you. All right. Boxer number 1. James, you have any questions? You're awfully quiet
Nope.
up there. He's just in focus mode. Look at that. This is for 2
He ain't
mutes, I
losing
believe.
this time.
I believe this is,
He
this is
ain't
2
losing
mutes
this
on the
time.
line. All right. Boxer
Study
number
long,
1.
study wrong.
Boxer number 1. Clue number 1. I had my first amateur bout at 12 years old and finished with an amateur record of 60-4.
I got it.
Clue number 2. My first professional fight was in 1995 where I won by unanimous decision. Clue number 3. I went 0-2 in the year 2012, although that was my second most profitable year. Nobody yet? Clue number 4. I'm a southpaw. Final clue. I share my nickname with a video game character.
Judge.
Judge.
Manny Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao is correct. Manny Pacquiao is correct. 1-0 for the judge. What happened to you there, Filthy Rich? I thought you would have jumped in on that one for sure. You had nothing?
I have nothing.
All right. Jim's up 1-0 here. Boxer number 2. Clue number 1. In my professional career, I had only 1 rematch. Otherwise, I've never fought someone more than once. Clue number 2. I am undefeated in fights outside the United States in my professional career.
You got this one. I'm going to let James have it.
Clue number 3.
I got this one.
I won an Olympic gold medal and was the last American to win a gold medal.
Whew, maybe I don't.
Clue number 4.
You already got it wrong.
I won Ring Magazine's Comeback of the Year award in 2016. Clue number 5. Final clue. I retired undefeated, but have recently hinted at coming back and beating Canelo.
Andre Ward. But that's wrong.
Gotta say your name.
But whatever.
Gotta say your name. Say your name.
Say my name. Say my
I'm
name.
gonna give it. It is Andre Ward. What was wrong about it?
Clarissa Shields was the last American to win a gold medal.
I said last American man to win a gold medal.
I missed that.
Yeah. It's written there. American man. Did I not say man? The last
I
American
didn't think
man.
you said man.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll check the replay.
If I didn't say man, it was man.
No, you probably did. You probably
Okay.
did. I probably missed it.
All right. Make sure to say your name to buzz in. How can you not get the rules? Or I'm going to throw you on mute.
Oh, I forgot. I said
That's
I
what
got
I'm saying.
this.
Say your name.
All right. Sometimes I forget, man.
All right. Boxer number 3. Clue number 1. I started my amateur career at age 17 and went 96-10. Clue number 2. I've never had a professional fight outside of North America yet. Clue number 3. Although I was born in Russia, I currently reside in Canada.
I got it. Wait, hang on.
Clue number 4.
I
Are you saying your name?
think I know this. No.
Clue number 4. My fight later this month will be my first in Russia.
God.
Clue number 5. I have won all my professional fights by knockout.
You've won all of your fights by knockout?
Yep.
Oof. Well.
You guys are going to make me regret not having a 6 boxer made up already. I've started my amateur career at 17, went 96-10. Never had a professional fight outside of North America yet. Although he was born in Russia, he currently resides in Canada. His fight later this month will be his first in Russia, and he has won all his professional fights by knockout.
Judge.
Artur
Beterbiev.
Correct. That is
God.
Artur Beterbiev. Nice
You know,
job.
I was going to say Jean Pascal until you said, but yeah, Jean Pascal's not from Russia. I don't know.
All right.
Resides in Canada.
James is up 2-1. He needs one more to win.
Is
Rich, you need
James
to
looking
get
at
this
his
one.
computer? I think James is cheating, man.
If he was cheating, he probably would have got that one before I had to start repeating all the clues again.
I think he was Googling.
All right. Boxer number
Whatever
4.
makes you sleep better.
Rich, you need this one. Boxer number 4. Clue number 1.
Right.
I have defeated 3 undefeated opponents with 10 or more bouts. So he's defeated 3 opponents that had at least 10 bouts and were undefeated. Clue number 2. I'm 11-4 with 3 knockouts against current or former world champions.
Say that one more time.
I am 11-4 with 3 knockouts against current or former world champions. Clue number 3. I won my first professional world title at the age of 22, making me the 3rd youngest world champion in the history of Great Britain. Clue number 4. Despite being 11-4 against current and former world champions, I'm only 6-4 in world title fights.
You guessed it.
Are you ringing in?
I'll just go with Amir Khan.
I'm guessing you're ringing in.
Come on, man.
You can't say filthy
Yeah,
rich.
sure. No, I forgot. Is it wrong?
It is Amir Khan. Amir Khan is, is Amir Khan. Clue number 5 was going to be, despite being accused of having a glass jaw, remained one of, if not the best looking man in all boxing.
That is number 5 is definitely a fact. That is definitely a fact.
All right, it all comes down to this one. Comes down to boxer number 5 for the double mutes on the line. Clue number 1. I have an amateur record of 14-5, which ended in 2012 with a loss. Clue number 2. I don't fight professionally outside my home country often, but when I do, I'm undefeated with a record of 3-0. Clue number 3. I have beaten 8 former or current world champions while knocking out 6 of them. Clue number 4. I have a professional record of 20-0 with 17 victories by knockout. Clue number 5. Make sure to say your name to ring in. I was born and live in Japan.
Filthy. Inoue.
It is correct. Inoue is the correct answer. So that's Filthy Rich wins again, 3-2. I don't know if Jim maybe lost his voice throughout that one, but going up 2-1 and then losing. What do you guys think of that game? You like that one or not?
We'll run it back another time. I'm in. I'm in for a second round.
I only wrote those 5, but I thought they were kind of fun. It was kind of fun. To,
It was good.
Throw it around. You already said it was right. I may not have said man now I think about it, but he was the last American male to win the gold medal was Andre Ward. I love how you said it's wrong.
Let me see. Yeah. Anyways.
Jim got Pacquiao, you got Ward. Jim got Beterbiev, you got Amir Khan and Inoue for the win. All right, that's the Who Am I game. Since these guys were pretty slow on the draw, you got to play right along at home with us. Hopefully, you got them in faster than our experts did. But let me know what you think. This will probably be up as a clip on this one as well, as we're starting to do more clips on there on www.youtube.com/brewsinboxing. Let's move on to Brews and Previews. All right, Brews and Previews, where we talk about a upcoming big fight, and there is a big one this weekend. It was on our pound for pound list and on Judge's fantasy fight list. Chocolatito is fighting Estrada 2, the rematch years in the making. Both you guys have some worry about this one because I believe James has Chocolatito and Filthy Rich had Estrada for the pound for pound rankings as higher. So it'll be interesting to see how this one goes. Judge, since you had this one on your fantasy fight card, why don't you break it down for us a little bit?
You touched base on before. It's 8 years in the making. I think I put up a post too about it. It's was it controversial? Not really, I guess not controversial, but some people thought Estrada probably won the first fight. It was a hard fought fight 8 years ago, man. And this is when Chocolatito was in his prime, and I don't think he's not in his prime now, being only 32 years old, and Estrada's being 30. I think these guys are probably even more polished now than they were before. So it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be a really good fight. We'll have to see if Estrada can catch Chocolatito quick, because if there's one downfall to Mr. Gonzalez, is he starts slow. He does not come out quick, and he can get caught early, which you've seen against Sarungvasai. So this is a fight that I've been waiting for, I think, like a year now since they announced it, since it was even in speculation. So I'm super excited for this. But I think I had Chocolatito on both of my pound for pound lists in 2020 when nobody else had him, and I still think he's up there and deserving of it. And this fight right here is going to show why.
The Vegas odds have it as close as you can have for a boxing fight. Estrada comes out as a -160 favorite, and get Chocolatito on +130. So every 100 wins you 130. That's about as close to a coin flip as you can get when it comes to boxing. But Estrada coming in as a slight favorite despite losing their first match. Filthy Rich, what are you looking for? Do you see Estrada to win according to your list, or do you want to redo your list?
Well, even when we did our list, I had it wrong, and I admitted that I should have had Chocolatito on that list. I corrected myself on that day. I don't know what's going to happen in this fight. I don't know if Chocolatito's power carried with him up to, I think they're up like 2. I think that was a junior. Was that like a junior flyweight fight? I think they weighed, that was a 108-pound fight the first time they met. Now they're both fighting probably not 122, the 118, something like that. I don't know if Chocolatito's power has carried well with him moving up these divisions. I think he moved too fast. So I'm a little bit worried. 7 years ago, had there been like a rematch immediately afterward, we would have saw a good fight, a very good fight. Fight of the year candidate, I would say. Looking back at Estrada Chocolatito 1, we're not going to get that for part 2. I think these guys have slowed down a bit. It's significantly, but it's just enough where we're not going to see the fireworks we saw 8 years ago. I don't know who's going to win this fight. I feel like Estrada is taking care of himself better. I think he just carries his weight better at these divisions. But yet on the other hand, Chocolatito, I feel, probably owns this dude. So Chocolatito already is one step ahead with it's not the mind game, but maybe the mental advantage. Chocolatito don't have nothing to prove against in this fight, but Estrada, I think he has a little chip on his shoulder. This is a big revenge match for him. I don't know what's going to happen. Vegas probably has it right with Estrada as the favorite.
Very small favorite. But
very small, but nonetheless a favorite.
I'm sorry, James. I know it's going to suck to hear this, but I'm probably going to put a small bet on Chocolatito, which we know is not going to be good for Chocolatito. But It is what it is. You seem to disagree. You had a look there, James, that you disagree that this isn't going to be as exciting as the first fight.
I do disagree with that. I think it is going to be exciting as the first fight. I watched Chocolatito in his last two. After he lost to Sarungvasai, and he came back against a couple of not really big name fighters, and when he fought Kayafai, that one I was more worried about him to see how he was actually going to react against someone who was holding a belt at that point. And Yafai was not. I mean, he was still. When he was coming into it, I don't think he had a loss. I think he was undefeated. He was doing really well against some of the people that he was fighting before, but he came in and he ended up knocking him out. That I was not expecting. I thought that Chocolatito was only going to be doing, going the distance at this point. So I think that his power definitely, I think his power translates over. And I don't think Estrada is going to be, I don't think a knockout threat is going to be huge for Estrada either at this point. I think they're very, very similar fighters. They throw a lot of punches. It's going to be an active fight. Like I said, it's going to be a matter of if Estrada can capture an advantage early in working out a slow Chocolatito, because that is, even against the Yafai, he was just slow to start, but he does have that when he hits, and if he doesn't have to throw in the first 2 rounds and all his power ends up being in, the next 3, you better watch yourself, because you're going to be a drained fighter at that point. And he is precise when he throws. So there's a reason he was pound for pound king for quite a while. So I'm still going with Chocolatito, no matter what the books say.
Well, Chocolatito, he's only 50-2, and he's got an 82% knockout percentage as well. He's got 41 wins by knockouts. Combined 91 wins between these two guys. That's a lot of wins between these two to 5 losses. That's the combined record, 91-5. Or these two guys, and they fought each other. So one of them had to.
And they both lost to the same guy.
Sarungvasai?
3 of those losses are to the same guy. Yeah,
I think Sarungvasai is the like mandatory, I guess. I don't know. Sarungvasai is supposed to get the winner of this fight, I believe. We'll see if that changes, but
he's supposed to. He can just stay in Thailand for all I care.
Was he like 3-1 in the 4 fights against those
Judge with the hate for Sarungvasai over there.
Yeah.
Why all the hate for Sarungvasai?
Why don't you tell me?
I don't know, because he beat Chocolatito.
No, that's not at all.
Because you don't like saying his name? Because I like saying his name.
Nope. I just I don't care that he's the mandatory. That's just I don't see how he is the mandatory, to be honest.
Who else would it be in that division? I mean, after these two, he's definitely at least the 3rd guy, isn't he?
No, he doesn't even hold a belt in the division. If you want to go that route, there's no reason he's the mandatory. But I don't know. I don't think the other two even have a chance either. So it's, I guess, because he's beat both of them, put him as the mandatory and see if he can capture glory one more time.
You know who the mandatory should be? Whoever wins this fight is just a rematch. It should be a mandatory rematch, no matter how it goes. Just run it back. Let's do best of 2. I guess that would mean Estrada would have to win this one. Well, which he's probably going to, because I'm going to bet Chocolatito. So, again, sorry, James, for that. But maybe I'll have that birthday luck. I can use that birthday luck and win a bet once in a while. Win a boxing bet. I haven't won a boxing bet in a while. Especially since I bet... who did I bet? I bet Adrian Broner and who else did I bet? The last one.
Oh, Berchelt.
Or Berchelt, yeah. Parlayed those two together. Whoops. And they both lost. I mean, Adrian Broner won, but he lost. But yeah, crazy times, crazy things. So that's on DAZN this Saturday, 9 p.m. our time. We're in the Central Time Zone. There is the ring walk. I believe the broadcast starts at 7. So I haven't seen any undercards on there. Is there any undercards on there that you guys saw that you kind of want to look at? Breckhouse is fighting on there.
Yeah, that's a big one.
There's a 3rd fight. I'm not quite sure who the guys are, but
Kayuguchi versus Vega. I guess, is another one. But
Ammo Williams is somebody you can watch. He's on undercard on that fight too. Otherwise, yeah, Cecilia Breckhouse and Jessica McCaskill. That'd be a good one. That's rematch. McCaskill said that she's going to end Breckhouse's career in this one. So before that, Breckhouse was undefeated at 36-0 or something like that. So that would be, if you want to watch a women's boxing match, this is going to be probably one of the better ones to watch. So I'll definitely be tuning in.
my guy Boots isn't on this undercard, is he? I know he fights this weekend. Is he on this undercard?
He's Showtime, bud.
Oh, he's Showtime. Any thoughts on that fight real fast? We'll touch on that real fast since we have some extra time here. Boots and Lipinets. I mean, we know that Boots is going to win. Boots is my guy. But any thoughts on that?
What
fight?
do you think, Rich?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think Boots Ennis will win.
All right, dynamite their analysis there.
I don't
Rich.
know.
Thanks,
I don't know. I want to talk about Chocolatito.
All right,
Chocolatito's
on
Chocolatito. He's on a resurgence. He was on the cover of Ring Magazine after he won those fights, and the cover was the resurgence of Chocolatito. I'm not ruling this guy out. This could be a good fight, but comparing it to number one, I mean, number one was like fight of the year. Number two, I don't think is going to do it, but Chocolatito still has something left. Don't count him out. 32 years old is old, but I wouldn't count him out. So tune in for that one. I wouldn't be watching the Boots fight, Boots and Lipinets, but the Chocolatito Estrada fight, I hope it's good. I hope it's something to talk about next week, where we didn't have much to talk about with Canelo the previous week. So there's that.
A closer fight. Let's do our final picks on that one. What do you think, Filthy Rich? What's your final pick on the Chocolatito Estrada?
Draw. I'm just going to go with a draw.
Going to pick with a draw. Going out on a limb with a draw. How about you, Judge?
I think Chocolatito wins by decision.
By decision, split or unanimous? Make that. Or majority. You could get majority too.
I'll probably say split.
Split decision. I'm going to go Chocolatito, 11th round stoppage. That's what I'm going to go with. 11th round stoppage. So we'll see who's right. Hopefully we're all right in some way, because then I won't lose money. If it's a draw, I get a push. And then if Chocolatito wins, I win my money back. So there we go. All right, Filthy Rich, why don't you bring us on home?
Happy birthday, Raider Live. I'll drink to you.
That's it? That's your whole thing?
Good night, good fight.
All right, that's going to be a quick music interlude there. All right, James, if they're watching us, where can they hear us? If they're hearing us, where can they watch?
If you listen to us and you want to watch us, you can check out our YouTube channel, YouTube.com/Brews and Boxing. If you're watching us and want to listen to us as a podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Google Music, any smart speaker, Deezer, all the major podcast sites.
All right. Right on. All right. Well, that's another show in the books. I hope you guys enjoyed the game show segment. We're going to try to do a game show every month. It looks like Filthy Rich has got a couple mutes coming up next week. We'll see how he uses those. And then Judge Jimmy James, at least it wasn't a Tecate bet. I mean, look at it that way. Everyone have some good times this weekend watching some good fights. Watch Chocolatito Estrada. Watch Boots. My guy Boots is going to be fighting. Watch him. Stay safe. Get healthy. Stay healthy. Keep wearing your mask. We're almost through this. Get your vaccination when you can. And for Filthy Rich and Judge Jimmy James, I'm Raider Live. We will see you guys next week.